Right, Gary, this is your 4 pill loaded 2879C. Again, this is not an amp that I normally keep in stock, but sometimes FatBoy or Carl will hit me up and they'll say, "Hey, we got this, and this ready. Nobody's bought it. Customer backed out, whatever, and they'll offer it up to me." And just so happens this is one of those amps, 4 pill 2879C. So his plan is to run this with a 955 all the way. He's already purchased all the way 955, which even that radio is going to underdrive it some. He's going to have plenty of headroom, which is good, especially if he plans to talk sideband. Doesn't really run the risk of overdriving it on sideband like some of your other radios. So what I mean is, sometimes you can have a radio that does 200 watts PEP on AM and like 60, 70 watts average, and you think, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly kind of what this amp looks for. But then when you flip that same radio to sideband, it may be doing like 120 or 140 watts average, especially with the RF power turned up, and that's where people run into problems. So with his all the way 955, he should be fine. We'll definitely be fine on AM. We'll probably be underdriving it quite a bit on AM. Should still see some pretty good numbers out of it. On sideband, should do a really good job, so shouldn't be in danger of tearing it up or anything. So it does have preamp on it, sideband, bias, delay, and then of course your on and off switch for the amp. Now we're going to test it at 15 volts flat, but keep in mind, guys, we're underdriving this thing severely. His 955 all the way is going to do more than what we're doing. We're going to swing about 40 watts average and about 110 PEP. And if I'm correct, I think the 955 all the way with the upgraded power cord will do about 50 watts average and about 130 PEP. So 10 watts average doesn't sound like a lot of power, but it really makes a big difference on the drive. Again, you can run these. I tell people, generally I used to say 15.5 volts. I would even stretch that maybe up to 16 volts. But we're testing at 15 just for the video. The reason we're at 15 is this has a MOSFET amp on the back of it here, so we don't want to go crazy and blow up our little RFX 95. So that being said, guys, let's show you how this thing does. Again, we won't test on sideband, but we'll make sure the sideband delay works. Preamp works. It's going to be hard for me to show you guys that the preamp works, but let's see if I can do this here. One hand in it here. Let's see. All right, preamp on. You can see it jump over a little bit. Obviously, this meter's flopping around pretty good. It's had some pretty good receive mods done to it, so it's picking up our dummy load radio pretty hefty, but you can see the meter pushes over to the right a little more with the preamp on. Sideband delay. You can tell that delay there. Here's with off. Keys up fast. So, yeah, let's see what this thing does. Again, I'm not expecting gigantic numbers out of it because the drive we're putting into it, but it should still do pretty solid here. 4-pill 2879C with about 100 watts PEP and 40 watts average. We're on PEP right now. Audio, 1, 2, 3. Audio. Right at 800, about 790, 785. Check. Audio, radio check. Talking, 7. Audio. Audio and over there close to 8, 775, 785, something like that. And then average power. Hello, audio. Just trying to see how it responds the best. Audio, about 250, 260. Let's see if turning dead key down makes a difference. Audio, about the same. Hello. Again, not the greatest thing in the world to be driving it with, but it's kind of the standard that we use. When you have them biased, again, I've said this in the past, when you have them biased, there's generally about a 10% fall off in power, give or take. So generally, unbiased, we'd see about 300 watts average with this radio going into it. Because remember, 2879Cs, you know, 4-pill is going to take 200 watts. We're putting 100 watts into it. It's going to take 80 watts average. We're putting 40 watts average into it. So, you know, there's a lot of power to be made up here. We'll do 1,000 plus PEP with the proper amount of drive. But with his 955 V2, should be loafing right along, doing a nice job, run nice and cool, and last him a nice long time. Good running little box here, 4-pill 2879C, fully loaded, preamp, sideband, you know, basically everything you want to get on one of them. So that's it, guys. Appreciate it. Lots of videos coming up. We're just going to be, I think everything I'm testing is going to be a high drive, so we'll just be using this guy for all the videos there. I got some 4-pills, some 6-pills, stuff like that coming up. FatBoy, 4-pill 2879C. Appreciate it, guys. Questions, comments, shoot me a text. 423-299-3535. Rooster in Tennessee. See you, bye.